When I was in my early 20s, my life took a major detour. I received a phone call with a sudden and tragic loss of a loved one. Having never experienced a loss of this kind before, an unforgettable foreign feeling of grief mixed with shock overcame me. I remember hanging up the phone, lacing up running shoes, and going on what seemed like an endless marathon run. I ran fast. An electric, almost immeasurable energy carried me on that cold, wet January day. A distilled, transformative moment in time I will always remember. Looking back, I recognize how this pivotal experience in my life woke me up to saying yes to living life fully in the present moment versus living out a habitual or unconscious reaction, most likely rooted in the past or the future. There are two ways one could exist on this planet. One is to live in reaction to fear, stress, and past or future unknowns. The other is to respond to daily life with curiosity, compassion, and genuine optimism. You have a choice right now. Which way do you choose? What we pay attention to shapes us. Our words, our thoughts, our habits, they shape us. So how do we begin this process of paying attention to a present moment response versus a habitual reaction? It begins with an awareness of our thoughts and our habits. The National Science Foundation summarized research that estimates the mind thinks between 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day, and that on average, 80% of those thoughts are on the negative spectrum. Imagine the impact of your thoughts and the repetitive impact of your thoughts on your daily life. My kids exhaust me. I'll never hit the deadlines. I had a terrible sleep. Why is this always happening to me? While we can't control what happens to us, we can shape our response. Meditation is what tethers us to that inner response, and I believe to be the remedy to staying sane and happy amidst this wildly distracted, unpredictable, and complex world in which we live. In the words of Maya Angelou, "This is a wonderful day. I have never seen this one before." And this is the golden moment of awareness inside the meditation process. You get to observe, interrupt, and reroute negative thought patterns. The 5,000-year-old practice of meditation is an ancient art where simply sitting quietly and tuning into your breath can not only bring you peace and contentment, but more so, reveals an entire inner process for you to receive your greatest ideas, your innovations, and your intuition. Shortly after that pivotal moment in my 20s, I bypassed my master's degree for a year of travel in Asia. Backpacking on a very modest budget, I did my first yoga teacher training on the rooftops of Varanasi, India. I trekked the Himalayas in Nepal, and I had the honor of sitting in on sacred Tibetan ceremonies. I made my way to a 12-day silent meditation retreat at the Temple of the White Swan in Thailand. Meditating for hours a day, sleeping on a paper-thin mattress in a jungle hut was challenging, humbling, and remarkably freeing. Listening to the Buddhist monks and nuns give their wisdom talks changed my life for the good. I came away from that experience equipped with tools to calm the swirl inside my own wild mind. It was as if a light switch had turned on. Now, 25 years later, each day begins with meditation, be it 5 minutes or 30. Through motherhood, authoring books, being in a loving relationship, and leading international wellness retreats. Meditation is the essential practice in which I remain awake to what inspires me most in life. Slowing down enough to prioritize a meditation practice may seem counterintuitive to living a productive life. Yet an overworked, overstressed mind only muddles the passion and purpose response from within. Imagine the mind being cleared of clutter daily. The effects are wildly generative. A calm and clear mind is productive, discerning, and intuitive. If you have struggled with meditation in the past or thought to yourself, I could never do that, I would go crazy listening to my own thoughts, you are not alone. For 2 hockey seasons, my job was to lead the Vancouver Canucks through yoga and meditation practices post-game at Rogers Arena. Getting through the first session was no easy feat. I attempted to lead sweaty hockey players through Zen-like practices after a massive adrenaline rush. The jokes, the side talk, the showing off to their teammates. After the 3rd session, the players started requesting the techniques. They found they could sleep better. They were more at peace. They were less stressed, regardless of winning or losing. Their response to being in the present moment shifted their mind and their body for the good. You don't have to be a professional athlete to experience this kind of blissed out, connected feeling that I'm talking about here. You may have already experienced it before in nature, through prayer, after a workout or a yoga class. Have you ever heard of this expression? Everyone should meditate for 30 minutes a day. But if you're too busy to meditate, you should do it for an hour. Meditation will change your life, but for it to work, you must change your life to make room for meditation. Here's a few lifestyle hacks to support the kind of mindful response that we're talking about here. 1, call forward 3 or more gratitudes daily. A gratitude response positively shapes the way you perceive your life. 2, letting go is your superpower, not your weakness, and the gateway towards a curious response versus a habitual reaction. 3, rhythm and routine are key to a consistent meditation practice. Find a time, a place, and a space to practice daily and make it non-negotiable. These practices are deeply empowering and an energetic way to live. Turning towards the now becomes palpable and visible in our daily life because we are choosing to slow down enough to remember what is most cherished to us. Here's a way to amplify the present moment response from within on a daily basis. As you rise, do not go to your phone. I repeat, do not go to your phone. Find a comfortable seat, relax your whole body, and begin to tune into your breath. Call forward 3 or more gratitudes. Allow the gratitudes to go beyond the mind. Let them land into the center of your body. Simply witness your thought process and let go of past or future preoccupations. Return to the rhythm of your breath, this moment in time never experienced before. Let it be unique, free, and alive. Meditation is a work in progress. It's a process. There's nothing to master. There is no end goal. And the golden moment of awareness is that over time, the negative thought patterns no longer become the loudest or the strongest energy in the room anymore. You get to feel that kind of connection and awareness and clarity on a daily basis. Turning towards the now, dwelling in the present moment, versus living out a past or future narrative is like saying yes to living life fully. In closing, strong spine, wild heart, rooted presence, and rising spirit. When we anchor inside the wisdom of our own signature response, we no longer dwell in past or future stories. We evolve into the best version of who we are, and we inspire others to do the same. Thank you.